What's up, you guys? It's your boy JB, and I'm here tonight with the review for Married to Medicine Los Angeles. This is season number 1. I believe this is episode number. I choked. These allergies gotta go away. This is episode number 7, I believe. And the episode is titled Dog Tags of Summer. Whew. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so the episode, it just basically picked up where it left off last week when Jasmine left the table from, getting that supposed reading from Sahara. So, once Jasmine leaves, Imani steps up to get hers done. And, we see downstairs in the ladies' room that Britton and Jasmine are talking, and they just talking about how that shit is crazy as hell. Like, what the fuck was that? So then Imani's asking the question about her dad and, if she'll be okay. And, Sahara's like, girl, yeah, you're going to be okay. God has delivered you. I'm like, delivered. I get so sick of Andrew Caldwell on social media. That's what I thought of when she said delivered. And, she just said God delivered. I'm like, well, clearly he delivered her because she's a doctor. Never mind. I'm going to shut up because I don't believe in mediums. I don't believe in psychics. I don't believe in none of that shit. I just don't believe in it. They might be real to some people, but to me, I just don't believe in it, and I don't want to delve into it. I don't want to get a medium to tell me that they see my loved ones, because I'm gonna be pissed off. Because I can tell you that I'm gonna be pissed off. No ifs, ands, or what's about it. I'm just not gonna be receptive to it. I'm gonna be like Jasmine was, and I'm gonna be like Britton was. I don't want to hear that shit. Keep it away from me. And that's just me being real with you guys. So Shanika's up next. And Shanika is like, she doesn't want to come off as malicious. And she just want to be transparent. And so I was like, well, girl, you're not being transparent because I can't even see your fucking face. So then, she's talking about, she's talking about the stuff that happened with Asha. And then she turns to Asha and she apologizes to Asha. And Asha does not, about the apology. She said, because Asha feels like when it came down to Shanique, she felt like Shanique was intentional with the things that she was saying and to her, and that she was speaking nothing but lies about her husband. If she feels that, then that is Asha's prerogative. So then Sahara tells Shanique that she's been a fraud, and I'm like, how has she been a fraud if she just sat here and apologized to this woman? Okay. It's just like with Jasmine when Imani apologized to her. If y'all don't want to accept the apology, that's fine. But at this point, don't ever bring this shit up again, because the girls have apologized and let it be done and let it go. That's just how I feel. Let that shit go. All right, next, you guys, we got Dr. Imani. So Dr. Imani, she is kind of focusing on everything that is going on in her life with her dad, her sister. So what her focus is now is, I'm going to focus less on, a relationship with my dad. I'm going to focus more on having a relationship with my sister, because, she's just reflecting on things her mama said, that, girl, even if he did reach out to your dad, he left you. He walked out of your life when you were a kid. What do you want from him? What do you expect from him at this point? So then she gets on FaceTime with her sister, and, her and her sister actually look alike. And, so what it is Imani's dad never really told her sister about her. Well, yes, he did. It was I think it's the other way around, that she didn't know anything about the sister until she actually reached out to him, and that's when she found out she had a sister. But the sister always asked, and her dad did tell her that she had a sister, but he just never, tried to foster a relationship between the two, which, what? Like, that's crazy that you got 2 daughters. You don't talk to one daughter, but you tell the other daughter about the other daughter, and you don't try to reach out to her to foster a relationship with the sister. Like, I think that shit is crazy. And the fact that your daughter wanted to meet her sister, like, you never said, okay, me and her mama might not be on good terms or whatever, but let me just reach out to her. And especially when she got to, like, maybe the age of, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, or even as an adult, like, you never thought to the point and be like, hey, I don't have to go through her mom anymore. Let me just reach out to my daughter and be like, hey, I know I haven't talked to you in years, and I don't expect for you to, have a conversation with me, but you have a little sister. Your little sister wants to meet you. Are you at all open to meeting with your sister and just having a conversation with her? I don't have to be around. I don't have to be involved in anything, but just have a relationship with your sister. Like he could have did something. He could have did that shit, but he didn't even do that. And the fact that the sister just asked about her, like that shit is fucked up. To the ultimate fuck up. Like what the fuck, man? You a fucked up human being to do that shit. Damn. All right, so next we're going to talk about Dr. Noel. So we see Dr. Noel. She is with her daughter, Gabby. They're at a dance class. And like I said before, Dr. Noel, when it comes down to her scenes remind me so much of Dr. Jackie's scenes. Dr. Jackie just doesn't give a whole lot, but she gives enough. But my scenes with Dr. Jackie, they're very short, just like Dr. Noel's scenes are very short on my reviews. But, she's talking to her daughter about school and asking her is school going good. She says, school is going good. But I couldn't get a good read on that if she was actually being honest or if she was just telling her mama what she felt like her mama wanted to hear. I couldn't get a good enough read on that one. And, she also talks about how her math scores improved. Now, my thing is, if Dr. Noel didn't give her any options, like, like stay in this school for just like, give this school some time. If you don't like it, then we can take you back to your other school. If you didn't give her the option to, go to another school, then of course, shit gonna eventually have to get better because I have to go to the school because this is where my mom is sending me to school. But if she had options, I'm pretty sure she would have said, no, mom, like I want to go back to my old school. Like you said, if I gave it 2 weeks or a month, that we would go back to my old school. But I don't think Dr. Noel gave her that option. So, like I said, the baby had to, be okay with the school that she's going to because she ain't going nowhere else. So, that's just my opinion on that. All right, so then we see Dr. Britton. So Britton's on FaceTime with Dr. Contessa. They talk about how they speak maybe 3 times a day. And, she's just getting some advice from her because she's telling her about the things that's going on with Mac, how, she had the interview at the that one place and how Mac has her on his deadline to find a place in 2 weeks. But she's reaching that deadline and, she hasn't found anywhere to live, which if with Mac being a real estate agent, Mac knows what the market is out there in California. Mac is just playing a game with Britton, to be honest with you. Mac wants Britton back in Orlando, but Britton does not want to be there. So Contessa basically tells her, girl, do not let that job get away from you. Like, don't. And, she's just talking about how, out there in LA, she has her support system. She has her friends. And she has the possibility to have a thriving career whereas in Orlando, she doesn't have that opportunities or the support system. And, she tells Contessa, you know what, I'm going to go because I have the girls coming over. So then we see all the girls, they show up. And, they having a good time with one another. And they talking about Sahara. So then all the girls sit down with each other. And Noel says, you know what, when it came down to Sahara, I didn't actually vet you guys. I didn't give you guys heads up. I didn't vet you guys about her. I just sprung it on to you guys. And, it is what it is. And she also tells them that, I didn't tell Sahara anything about you guys. And Jasmine still does not believe what Noel is saying. So Jasmine says, you know what, I was open to it, but when she went to talk about my husband, that was another thing. And Asha doesn't believe that she was open to it again because when she talked about her husband, she shut down. And I'm actually on Jasmine's side. Like, what the hell does my husband have to, what is the relevance of my husband in this situation? Absolutely none. And I can see why she feels like, she was vetted and, she was given information about her because she asked questions about her husband. So, Britton, she wants them all just to let this shit go at this point and don't bring it up anymore. So she has gifts for the girls. And what the gifts are is dog tags for each of the girls. So it has their names on it. And then it has something else up under. I can't remember what it was. But I do know what each girl's little saying was, or what I guess adjective that described them. So I'm gonna go down the line. Shanique's, hers was quintessential. Imani's was the body. Dr. Noel's was zen. Asha's was naughty, spelled Nauti. And then Jasmine's was runway. All right, so then the girls, they go to eat, and they just sit down and they have a good time. And when you look at Jasmine's body, man, Jasmine's body is sick like shit. And she had a baby? Whoa. And then Imani's just talking about how she got her titties on a payment plan. I'm like, you got titties on a payment plan? Okay. Not gonna even talk about that. We're just gonna move on. All right, so next we're gonna talk about Shanique. So Shanique, we first saw Shanique in the episode. She was having dinner with Britain, and they were having oysters. And I'm like, isn't oysters an aphrodisiac? Don't they supposed to make you horny around? I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to do. So then they talk about the party and how the party was just basically, how it was interesting, and how Sahara was a hot ass mess. So Britain says that, hey, when it came down to you apologizing to Asha, I can kind of see how Asha felt. Asha's the one that went home to Dr. Larry and had to question him about the relationship with his ex and whatnot. You went home and you was able to sleep well, and Shanique was like, well, I didn't get to sleep well, but you slept better than what Asha did. Like, let's be honest, you slept better than Asha. When you went home to Dr. Robert, you didn't have to question him about his relationship with any of his exes. Asha did. So it's a big difference and a big parallel. So Britain tells her that, she wants to get all the girls together for an event so they can just let everything go, which I've already talked about that. So then we see Dr. Robert. Dr. Robert, he's coming home from work and he is tired. And, he's talking about there's a position open for a supervisor and how that would be good for his career. So then Shanique says that, she is busy with the kids and trying to find a balance between, the kids, because she's missed one of the daughter's events. And Dr. Robert's like, well, that's going to happen. Like, you're going to miss events, which that is true. Like, there were some things that I did when I was in school. My mom tried to make it to every single thing that I did. There were just some things that she just could not make it to. And I would have like sometimes my grandmother would come to stuff for me. So, it's nothing wrong with missing events. But like I said, more times than not, my mom was always at everything, unless there was just a certain occasion where she just could not come. But like 95% of the time, my mom was at everything that I did. Like I said, there were just a few occasions where she couldn't make it. And it was my grandmother. It was my grandmother that was there, or somebody else in my family that was always there. So, Dr. Rob tells Shanique, girl, you're just making excuses, which I definitely agree with him. She was making excuses. And, he was like, well, can you leave work early? And, she was like, and then she starts talking about how she has to take the kids to school. And I'm like, you are making excuses, Shanique, because if you can leave work, or I'm pretty sure you can leave work early, even if your pay is docked or whatever. You can say, hey, I need to take a few minutes. I need to leave a little bit early because my daughter has this, my son has that, XYZ. Like, you can leave. I mean, it might not be beneficial to leave, but you can leave. So he tells her, you know what, you need to take a day and you need to spend some time with the kids, which I think the same could be said for him. But, he's just coming down on her. All right, so then we see the last scene of the episode. We see Shanique, she's getting her kids ready for bed, and, she gets a call about some busted pipes in one of her units. So then Dr. Robert comes on and he's like, where are the kids? She's like, they're in bed sleep. And, he's telling her about his day. She's telling her about what happened with how she's on call. He's like, well, I would love to switch your on call. My on call is different from your on call, which it is true. His on call is a lot different from what Shanique's is. So, she tells him that it's just overwhelming for her. He was like, well, why don't you just quit your job? Like, we have enough money. I make enough money so that you can quit. And I get it for her. She wants to have the independence. There's nothing wrong with that. But, she's talking about how it's overwhelming. And when she said it was overwhelming, what I thought was maybe you need to cut back on something. He was right. Maybe you just need to cut back a little bit at work and see how that works for you. Maybe if you cut back a little bit at work, if you just try to, plan out your day, whatever. If you just make a plan, cut back, do something, I think things will work themselves out. But, Dr. Robert, he was talking about he was going upstairs to wake the kids up. And she's like, so what happens if you leave? He's like, shit, you put them back to sleep. Now, I did not agree with him when he said you put them back to sleep. I thought that was a little fucked up. That he tells her, you put them back to sleep when you're the one who wakes them up. That ain't right at all. So then they start to argue with each other because he's like, so, if I work late night shifts and I come home, when am I supposed to see my kids? Am I not supposed to see my kids at all? I got where he was coming from with that. But I think a little bit of it, I think Dr. Robert was being just a little bit insensitive to her at the end of it. He was definitely being insensitive to her. But that was a review. We have one more episode left of this, and it's the season finale next Sunday. So like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.